Hey, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Karen Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California's sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
That's what's up. That's one of my favorite commercials that I've ever done out here on Hot 7025 or anywhere. The Mimosa Royale. And the thing that I like about it the most is the fact that I actually got a chance to see a display of it out one time. I was out with some of my partners. They came in town. My partner Al, Hustle Man, holla at you, came in town, and we went down to Lee's Liquor Store. And I had just got finished talking to him about all the tragedy. What's going on, Barbara Pole movement in the building? We had just got finished talking about all the things that had become of Lee's and how the changes and stuff, because he'd been here before, and we went down there the last time. What's up, Dakarai? Dakari Kofi in the building. What's happening with you, brother? So we did a couple of those things and stuff like that. As soon as we walk inside, I see a Mimosa Royale, and he the one pointed out, he said, "Ain't that your commercial you be doing on Al talk? Those of y'all that know Hustle, man. He put his little voice on. Ain't that the one you be doing on your show?" And I said, "Golly, it sure is, man." And I sounded real country and old right there by saying "golly." I did. And two heads in here nodding at me today. Oh, I'm in trouble today, y'all. I'm in trouble. What's up, Creole Diva? What's happening with you? I need to see some more of them nail styles out there. People out there trying to see where to get their nails done in SoCal too. I need some people out here in Vegas too that don't make nails all thick. We'll talk about that on another show. Talk about nail shops and barber shops on another show. I got a letter coming in about that one. I already know. But today we talking about, like we always say, I always got to give my disclaimer, let everybody know this is the number one place for all of your advice. But again, I never tell people what to do. I just tell you what can be done. I've never been trained any way, shape, form, or fashion in any type of professional way, any type of psychology, psychiatry, or counseling. What I consider myself as a self-proclaimed life coach. Only reason I say that is because I've been through a little bit of colorful life. And if not, I've been close enough to some people who've been through even more colorful situations, and they allow me to sponge some of that up and be able to squeeze it back out to y'all in the real world. So I hope some of y'all getting all this, because I got a new phone. So you know how it is with these new phones. Everything don't be acting right all the time. I got my other one over here on deck just in case I need it. But golly, I don't really feel like I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it anyway. But, what's happening with y'all? So today we talking about getting through the holiday time. It's holiday season, y'all. We in that gauntlet. For those people out there who have considered this a gauntlet time of the year, when you're going through the holiday season, whatever the situation may be, whether it be finances, whether it be family, whether it be the losses, grievings, things like that, loss of a job, grieving any type of situations, how things used to be. This is a time where it's considered a gauntlet. And I got a letter from somebody by the name of Holiday Hurtin'. And they wrote me in and they said a couple things and was asking a couple questions. And so what I wanted to do today is break that letter down and address that. And I got a special guest I'm going to bring on after we read the letter. All right, so we're going to dive into it like we always do, y'all. This is the letter as it reads. Dear Holla at the Homie, the holiday season is here again, and while everyone around me seems to be embracing the joy, the lights, and the celebrations, I'm finding myself struggling like so many people. I've had my share of losses these past few years, and the holidays just seem to make it hit a little harder. I feel like this time of the year magnifies everything. The empty chairs at the table, the memories of past holidays with loved ones who aren't there anymore, and even the weight of trying to keep it together when inside I'm hurting. It's like the world is shouting, be merry, and I'm sitting here thinking I just want to make it to January without breaking down. I don't want to be the person who brings sadness into a room full of people trying to enjoy themselves, so I just end up pushing through it. I put on a smile, show up to gatherings, and do my best to not let every little grief take its place. But honestly, it's exhausting. I know I'm not the only one who feels like this. The past few years have been hard on so many of us, but it doesn't make it easier to cope. The end of the year holiday stretch feels like a marathon I didn't sign up for, and I could really use some advice. How do I honor what I'm feeling without letting it overwhelm me and make me feel like a burden to others? Thanks for hearing me out. Holiday hurting. Woo! What's up, Jay Castillo? What's going on with y'all out there that's checking in and tapping in? That one's right there. That one had a little weight to it right there because that hit home in so many ways for so many people, right? So again, I want to thank you, Holiday Hurting, for writing in and hitting us and trusting us with something so heavy, because grief in itself is especially a holiday topic, as in grief, is a little bit more than a lot of us can carry by ourselves. So that's why I'm glad I've got somebody here with me today who I've been able to lean on, and somebody who's been able to lean on me in the capacity of, especially when it comes down to holidays and family and stuff like that. Actually, I got, like a lot of y'all know that's been following the show for quite some time. Y'all know that 6 months after I got married, my mother-in-law passed away. So, and that took not only my marriage in a different direction, that took like relationships and holidays in a different direction. It took how the world was approached by my household in a different direction, right? So I wanted to bring the person who that impacted the most to speak upon this situation. I want to introduce her. Some of y'all know her as what y'all know her as. I know her as Booby or Babe, something like that. But I want to introduce my wife, Mrs. Maya Taylor, to the show. Thank you for joining me, babe. I appreciate you. Hit a round of applause for you. Clap it up for her. All the people out there, send your snaps, your claps, your finger taps, and all that kind of stuff is much appreciated. So appreciate you for coming on to the show with me today. How you feeling today, babe? You good?
I feel good.
You feel good?
I do.
Okay. So I just wanted to see exactly kind of like where your head was and allow other people, because this, with this letter hitting the table the way that it did, it was more of like a peek inside of our life in a way, you know? So it was pleasant to see, not pleasant, but it was relieving to see that it's not just us that may be going through this type of situation, right? That it's other people who are dealing with the idea that they have to go through life now without somebody with whom they wanted to be able to have for the rest of their lives, right? We wanted them to be able to have them for the rest of their lives, and we're not able to do that. So with you being here, I want you to be able to speak on some of those things in a moment, because we both know that transpiring through situations like this get a little bit sticky, get a little bit tricky at times, right? So with that being said, how has it been for you? Because we've been married going on, 7 years now? So it's been 6.5 years since Mom been gone. So how has that impacted you? You don't have to go dive deep into it and give your whole therapist session with us right now if you're not feeling that. But how has that impacted you coming into this season of your life to where, which we'll talk about later, how you want to approach this in a different way? How did it get you from where the first impactful year? Talk about that from the first year to all of that kind of stuff for me. Talk a little bit how you talk to me about it.
I think the first year is more so autopilot. I feel like it's just you got to do what you got to do, get things done, try to do things kind of like the way they would, taking care of the family and everybody else except for yourself, kind of. You know, in the beginning, it's like an autopilot type of thing. But then as you go through it, when the things start to hit you, when it's everywhere, you know, Mother's Day is everywhere. Thanksgiving is everywhere. It's at work. It's in the stores. It's the music. It's the smells. It's the, how's your holidays? How's this going? And how's your Christmas? When you just really don't want to talk about anything. We just want to move through it, get through it as best as we can. But it's so in your face that you have to say something. And with that, I wanted to do something different about the way that I was feeling, because those feelings get pretty dark, and it's a roller coaster. It's up and down. You just never know how you're going to feel. On a good day, you're like, oh, yeah, she's in a better place. But on a bad day, you're like, I wish she was here. So just trying to get through that without her being here, and then, you know, taking other hits when other people pass, you know, it just opens up that all over again. And my mom died in November, and I remember dates. You know, I remember the date that she died. I remember her wake day, her funeral date, and then it's Thanksgiving, and then it's Christmas, and then it's birthdays, and then it's just so many things after each other that just keep reminding you of the situation that you're in.
And, you know, to even extend it even further, like for those that don't know, my mother-in-law and I have the same birthday. So like that kind of puts a pinch on, you know, and it's not a pinch for me, but I know it puts a pinch in her mind. Like, I want to celebrate my husband, but also like I want to remember my mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So like, and that in itself, navigating through that, you know, the holidays, birthday, this is true gauntlet. The letter, he said he's just trying to get to January.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He trying to get to January. You trying to get through January. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you trying to get to February. You know what I mean? Get a little love back in you. You know what I mean? A little love refill back in there. What's going on, Nicole Adams, Dakari Kofi? What's up, Kareem Canty? How y'all doing out there? They said, Dakari said, what's up, sis? What's going on? Naked Truth joined over here on IG. But yeah, so we talking about navigating through the holidays, you know, navigating through grief through the holidays. And so like, and you said, you know, that first year was the most gut, you know, punching one of them all, right? So with that being said, that what's up, D Wills over here, your brother over here on Instagram, babe. She said, hey, Day. But like, what is the most thing that gave you the most strength to say, I'm not taking this ish anymore, like feeling this way anymore? Because I'm a true transparency. She says every year, I don't want to feel like this next year on the holidays. I don't want to do this during the holiday. But this year, she made a stand. She's like, next year, this ain't riding. It's not going. I'm not being with my family. And, you know, like I'm not getting refilled at the end of the year when I'm feeling the most depleted. Am I explaining that correctly, what you were kind of expressing to me? So like, what was it? What was the straw that broke the camel's back to say this? You know what I mean?
I just don't like feeling the emotions of, I'll say I was in I wish a person would type of mood. You know what I mean? Just waking up that way. You know, you don't go to bed that way, but you wake up like, I'm tired of this. I'm over this. I don't want to feel like this. So you have to find the things that will make you feel better. And I think for me this year, all the other years prior, I didn't have my cup filled in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like this October, I had my god sister come, and then I went to see my best friend, and then I had another best friend come. So I was already full. But when I'm already feeling bad, and then it's just bad on top of that, you know, you don't have anything to look forward to.
Yeah. I get that.
And because I had that this year, I feel like I went into it a little bit better. and you sent me to see Babyface. That was always good. To spit it at a concert, But if you look for the signs, you can find them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's in the sky. It's some music. I get in my car and hear one of her songs on the radio, or I'll go somewhere to a store or a restaurant and the person's name is Myra.
Right.
So I know that's her. So it always
me.
makes me feel better knowing that she's still with me.
Yeah.
Even though people always say, "Oh, they're still with you. They're just not here." And when you don't want to hear that, you're like, "No, that they're not here."
Right.
But if you look for the signs and you allow them to be there, I think you can feel a little bit better with that.
Yeah, I get that. And the thing about it is, I was able to kind of go through and be there for a lot of those moments with you, and so like that kind of like helped me understand the presence of your loved one, of the presence of your mom, like, because we really be thinking that she be talking through Milo or talking through Bud, like, and she definitely does do that. You know what I mean? So it's like the fact that, to experience that with someone else, it helps solidify that you're not just thinking that it's a real thing. And to those people who may not be recognizing and seeing all of the things that may be present in their life, is there anything that because I know you real like crystals and my alchemist, my little everything. You do everything. That's my herbalist, all of that, right? So is there anything that you like would like people to lead people to do to try to get a better understanding and feeling of when they can feel their presence of their loved ones, or like meditation or like yoga or what has it done for you? What have you done to help you feel that to feel the presence of Myra?
I think just going to the park and connecting with myself, looking at the sky. I look at the sky often. I see things in the sky. I see things open up. You've been with me before. We've seen her face actually in the sky. I've seen Jesus in the sky. I do yoga. I do Pilates. I work out. If I need to do something a little bit more intense, I do cardio. I also do therapy. Therapy is good. I do individual therapy and therapy with you.
Yes, you do. We
coaching, I talk to my coach. Sometimes coaching is different than counseling, but my coach is like, what do we need to do in this session? Just having people who understand. I also started a group, for grief, because I want the people to be remembered. I think that's the most important thing, is you want somebody to remember them.
Yeah, you do.
When it's the funeral, everybody's like, you're here. The day after the funeral, the repast, all of that. It seems fun. Everybody's vulnerable. Everybody like, I love you, I'll be with you, and all of these things. But when all of that's over and you're by yourself, that's when it comes in. You have to find something to do for yourself. And I find that the group, for me, having other people who understand and just remembering someone else. Like, I love to I write down the dates of everybody who I care about. If they lost their mother, their sister, I have it in my phone.
Yeah, you do.
The angel dates of the birthday. One of my friends said, it's not the angel date, it's the birthday. Okay, so for her, I'm going to write down her mom and dad's birthday, because I know that's the date that she needs somebody. So I just want to remember the people. So
and tell them about your group. What is your Facebook group?
It's called Angel Light.
Okay, Angel Light. And what is it on Instagram?
Instagram is still in the works.
Still in the works. Okay,
new phones, so you already know.
Yeah, we did. We had to get new Fizzons. But
it's called Angel Light on Facebook, and I invite people to Angel Light, as well as people can invite others as well. So it's a secret space for individuals to post, post pictures, post things. Sometimes we do memes, sometimes we do whatever. We did our first Zoom call together. Just a community. It's a gang that you don't want to be in, but it's inevitable. You can't get past it. So we know that it's, one day we will have someone that we will grieve, unfortunately. So I just want to have that safe space for people to come.
I love how you just called it the gang that you don't want to be in, because I immediately thought like the initiation is inevitable for everybody, and it's like, being an OG in that gang, in a way, like, I think that was, to me, watching you was one of the biggest catapults to being able to say, like, this. Like, to really put your foot down and say you weren't going to feel that way in the holiday season of 2025. You absolutely were not going to feel that way, and I get that. I completely get it. I do. I understand it. I appreciate it. And I'm thankful for it because the fact that, you took a stance that, like you say, you never want to have to say, to people, wait till you feel, wait till you see, or because it's never a wait till you see. Like, everybody's going to see, and you don't want to wish that. You always say, I don't wish that on your worst.
Not on your worst.
You know what I mean? On your worst. And so the growth in you with that, because that's what's going into my next subject about it. Like, the holidays, you say, like, you feel like that's a missing part that could help regrow, because you got to think about it. Everybody's families, their predecessors, your loved ones, your elders, they went through it. They went through it. And we didn't realize. Exactly. That's what you always say. We didn't realize that they had to have these thoughts and feelings prior to us even being big enough, quote unquote, grown enough to have feelings at all. And so that's another type of that's another plus, is what I'll say, as far as like the cognizance of knowing that you realize one day the light bulb came on and be like, you know what? My mom and them had lost their mom and them before I was even old enough to realize that was their mom and them. You know what I mean? So like that in itself.
They were here to say, you know what? I understand that now.
So now with the mentality of somebody's got to, if you're going to put something on it, somebody's got to keep it going. Somebody's got to keep their foot on the gas. Now, my question to somebody like you, you're a planner. You're, people that don't know that, anything you need plans, you can put that thing together. I don't care if you need to learn how to tell somebody to do the ABCs in a particular type of way with certain papers. She can plan that ish, right? So, it's like, are you going to be the one to keep it going, or are you going to just be the one to at least help orchestrate keeping it going? Because, it's always got to be somebody cooking the yams. Somebody always got to cook the this, the that. It's always got to be, what'd you say, Al? It said it's okay to embrace your lost loved one, reflect on the memories, and then live life. I'm with you on that one, Al McDaniel, the King McDaniel. I feel you on that one. And you heard she say, hey, brother, so that's another thing. Like, now you can live life. Embrace the fact that person was once there. They showed you something. They gave you something because you're holding on to something. Now, so you, being who you are you going to be the one to say, okay, bet, I'm about to cook everything? Or are you going to be the one to say, hey, I'm about to get the people together who do cook everything? Because, again, we talking about family. We're not just talking about relatives. We talking about family, loved ones.
Family, the people that you love, the family that you choose. It's not always about blood, but yes, the family you choose. Yes, I will be the golden child. I'll say that I am the golden child. I'll take on that. I'll take on that responsibility to say that I am going to get everybody together. As far as cooking, I used to be on the department of the garage committee and on beverages only. I've graduated to other things, but yams, no bueno. Turkey, hens, babies, little things, meat. No, I won't be that. But I will get everybody together in all seriousness. I will get everybody together because I said this year I'm standing on business. Next year it's going down. Whoever wants to be there, whether it be family, chosen family, people who lost somebody, I just want to invite them to wherever I am. And if it gets so big that I have to find like a hall or something like that to hold it in, I'll do that because I want everybody to feel like they have the family. And I feel like I want to do those traditions. I grew up in a household where we went over my great aunt's house and it was like 40. You see the cousins that you didn't see all year. They would be over there. You know the smells, the things that, you're going to be over Aunt Bubba's house on Thanksgiving.
You over Aunt Bubba's.
Over there, and then when she left, it kind of dwindled down and it kind of went into more of our immediate family. And, I come from a family I'm a baby of 5. So we had that, and we have nieces and nephews. We have dance parties. We have singing, we're performing, we're doing things.
Roller skating around the living room.
Carpet skating, we're doing all of those things. But then when you don't have that, it's really a loss. And I feel like the last Thanksgiving that I had that was actually a good one was 2016 because everybody was there.
Yeah, I remember that. Grandma Janet was there. Your mom was there. Like, everybody was there. Lay, Patta, like, everybody was there at Carmen House. We was carpet skating around the living room. That was the first holiday your family I really spent with your family as well. That was like my introduction to everybody.
And we didn't know that was going to be
the last of them all. Yeah, that's crazy because like I met some people like around me and Ty's birthday and stuff like that, like a little bit before, but that was like everybody. Like I felt like a little display doll on that weekend, but it was still all love. Who that tuning in over there? What's going on with you over there? People's out there on my IG. But yeah, so now with that, okay. Now, so like, I get that. So you said you're going to be part of, what's up, Toy Mickey? What's going on, Nicole Adams? She said, yeah, she said she'll bring some dishes for you for sure. Exactly. Robert Cool Collins said he hunts, skin, cook, boil, prepare, and serve because his foot been on the gas since 2021. You know what I mean? So like people know, like you say, you remember dates. Like we all remember like, you know, like just like my mom, I mean, your mom and me have the same birthday. My dad's angel date is the day before your birthday. So like it's like all these celebratory times, we have to make sure that we keep a grip on them and realize that, you know, like one of my favorite poems is See It Through. And it says, remember, you are facing just what other men have met, meaning like mankind has met the same thing that you're facing. And the same ones who you're missing and embracing and loving, they went through this somewhere before. So we got to find a way to tap into that ancestral strength, you know, if for lack of better phraseology, we got to find a way to tap into that. But with that, we need, you know, I believe that there's a need for the support system, the people in our lives to, if for lack of better phraseology, walk the talk.
Walk the talk.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, what do you feel about that? If they say they're going to be there, then just do that is what I'm saying. Like,
do what you said you were going to do. And don't forget about those people when you're going through all of your things and thinking that everything is all grand and merry and happy, all of this. I don't say happy anything to anybody. If I know that their birthday might be a little rough, I say I'm honoring you today. You know, just, you know, everybody doesn't have to do that, but you know that meme, keep me out that Thanksgiving text.
Yeah.
I mean that. Like, don't put me in that. Don't put me in that. You know, it makes me mad. I know you're saying it just to be nice, but it's not that it makes me mad. It just triggers me. And it's
there
type
it
of
is.
thing.
That's the word I was looking for. That's the word I was looking for. Causes unwanted triggers.
Unwanted triggers.
You know what I mean?
At the top of the morning when you're waking up.
Like you first waking up, you know, because we on the West Coast, so our time is everybody else been up. They've been smelling them smells in the house. So they get up. Oh, it's Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, it's Merry Christmas when we get up in the morning. You know what I mean? Because it smell like them things, you know? It feels like those things. And it's earlier than what your eyes have even opened to see. And to wake up and the first thing you see is Happy Thanksgiving. And first thing you wake up like, I just had a dream I was with my mom. You know what I mean? Like that's a little triggering.
It is.
And I understand that. You know what I mean? But, and there's no buts to it. And on top of that, like, you know, I'm not just saying like the people that's the support system to walk, they walk, talk the talk during the holidays only. It just helps build a pavement that'll get you to the yellow brick down the yellow brick road. As if, you know, if you said at one point in time or another, if you need me, call me. Just call me because you know that I need you.
You know that I need you. You know what I mean? Call me if you need me. So I'm drowning and I also have to, you know, get myself out of the water and also ask for people to come save me as well. Like, you know, like.
You can't always call 911.
No.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? If you're going to be there, then if you're going to say that you're going to be there, just check in with people who may not be doing, if you think, you know, if that person crosses your mind, I'm a big believer. And if somebody crosses your mind, send a text to them. You know, you're really big on that. Like,
I am.
On prayers. Like, pray for that person. You never know why they crossed your mind. So just do those things that you will want somebody to do for you.
If I know your birthday or anything like that, just know that if it come across the clock, I'm gonna send a prayer up for you. Just if nothing else, if sending great thoughts to you, your direction. You know what I mean? And it don't really may not mean anything in your world, but it does in mine. Like, you know, and like you say, send somebody a text, or, you know, instead of waiting on them to tell you that it's something wrong, just holla at the homie. You know what I mean? So like we got a text going on with me and some of my best friends, and I said the irony in like this morning's text thread was the fact that one of our partners checked in like he just lost his mom. You know what I mean? Would you say the village is the 911? Exactly,
Absolutely.
Toy Mickey. The village is the 911. And I know Mier and Roxy, you come save any day, always. You already know. I already know these things. And and that's the thing that we need to know it. Like people can say they love you all day, but do you feel it? You know what I mean? People say they're there for you all day, but do you feel the presence of them in the times when you don't have anything else? When you feel like you about to fall down, has anybody been a cane or a chair or a crutch or even a wheelchair? Has anybody been any of those things that continue to push you on for nothing more than just seeing? Like if you see somebody choking in a restaurant, you're going to try to apply the Heimlich. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like if nothing else, I would implore those who have at one point or another said that they're going to be there for somebody to just look over there to see how they moving. They choking on their words. Mm-hmm. So give them the friendly Heimlich. So back to what I was saying as far as like our text thread, one of my partners, he just lost his mom, 2 years in February, right? And so like he checked in with us today, like, hey man, like it's the holidays, because a couple other my partners, they just lost their moms within the last couple of years as well. And he was like, I know it's the holidays, how's everybody health, family, job, all that, just checking in, give me a sound off. And my phone, I woke up to all of them live in East Coast and Central Time. So I woke up to all of this. And I said, the irony in this is the letter that I'm talking about today is so on time for the fact that this is what it's talking about. Because one of my partners, Donovan, he don't mind if I say his name, Donovan, had just said like, sometimes I just be faking it just so I ain't got to just break down. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn, Maya be thinking that all the time. You be like, I'm just here faking it, trying not to, because the thing about it is you got constant reminders, right? This is what you talk to me about a lot, especially during the holidays, whatever chosen holiday, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, all these reminders. Not only is it on every television station, if you don't want to look at TV, you look at the computer, every other advertisement that comes across is going to be like, you may not want to do that. You may want to take a walk or drive down the street. Every other billboard is going to say something about those things. They got shows called these things. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a show called Mom. It's a show called Mom.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's hard to digest. So with that being said, like, what advice, because you pushing through it like a linebacker at football practice. You hitting it, you pushing through it. So especially now with this new stance that you've decided to not say, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna be without my folks on this holidays. And so either get right or get left. You know what I mean? What advice would you give to somebody who's contemplating trying to get to that point, to say that within themselves? They may just be right on the brink of either saying, you know what I mean, either, excuse my expression, y'all don't like to cuss on air, either fuck with me or fuck you. You know what I mean? They're at that point. You know what I mean? So what would you say to that person or them people or that group that's there? It may be some siblings that may have lost another sibling, or it may be somebody, they may have lost a parent or all their parents. You know what I mean? We know people who lost both parents.
Right.
And stuff like that. We know people who've lost twin siblings.
Right.
So what would you say to these people? Like, what, if anything, if you've had any advice for them, what would you say to them to try to help them get to that point?
I don't know that I can help them get to that point, but I can be a help with them getting to that point.
Okay.
Meaning, like,
Elaborate.
I can, join a support group. I looked for a lot of groups in the beginning, and I didn't find any. So that's what I'm planning on doing for myself. I already have one, but I want to launch it bigger. You know what I mean? Like, this is what's on my heart to say, is if you don't know what to say, you could say, I'm here. Yeah. You can send a heart. That's what I do. I send a heart. I don't always know what to say, because I don't want to trigger anything. So I might just send a heart. My friend be like, here might come with that heart. You know what I mean? But you know what it's for. I'm just sending love in any kind of way that I can. I'm sending love because I feel like people just want to know that somebody is there for them. And I feel like if they have more support from a community, that will help them feel a little bit better. I got some messages back from the call that I had from people saying, I didn't even get out of the bed for this many days, but I got out of bed for this call, because they mess with me. So it's not F you if you don't F with me. It's just F with the people, find the people who mess with you,
Mm-hmm.
if
There
that
you
makes
go.
sense.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
find your community, find that person, even if it's one person. I'll be that person. You know what I'm saying? I love your friends, and I love anybody who's lost anybody. I
Mm-hmm.
care about them. I care about you. If, you know, I'm here for you. I'm here for that. Whatever it is, if I can make the holidays better for somebody else, I'll start with myself. You know, my mom told me I was going to get her strength, and I guess I did.
Yeah, you did.
But you know, that's my advice would be just to find the community. But I would say to everybody else, reach out to those people. If you know that person is not there no more, they shouldn't have to call you when they need you.
Yeah.
You know they need you. Wouldn't you need somebody?
It's a
Just think
constant
about
bat
yourself.
signal.
Don't always just think about, oh, it's Christmas, it's this, you know what I mean? Like, because everybody is not feeling good during those times.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I got from that is that you found your strength for yourself in helping other people.
I did.
You know what I mean? You really did, because what you've done, not only have you created a support group, not only do you send out hearts to people and just because you remember those dates, like that right there was your workout. You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, if you're supporting somebody through their grief, in your mind, you have to revisit yours. You have to. If you send a heart to Monty on her, you know, on Miss Need's birthday, you gonna think about your mama too. You understand what I'm saying? If you send those things out, if you think about somebody's birthday or somebody's angel day, like you think about the person you're grieving as well. So that's a workout. You putting it on your own chest to give that to somebody else. Get it off me. Get it off me. So I appreciate you for answering that in that capacity, as far as like you say, your mom said you were going to get her strength. And right there, she's helping you work it out because you're helping other people. You know, it's selfishness because, yeah, you're helping other people because it helps you. But it's unselfish selfishness. You thinking about you in the long run, but in the forefront, you're removed from the subject. It's all about them and their not only growth, if they can't get to that moment, at least there's some form of comfort that you're offering. So I think that in itself, if nothing else, has giving you a little bit more of a shield against your pain. How do you feel about that response? You think that's all right?
That's all right with me.
Because if you think about it, at the end of the day, it's about a balance, right?
It is.
You know, so with that balance, you know what I mean? I noticed that you've gotten a lot more into journaling. You've gotten a lot more into meditating. Would you say, Mira Rocks, you say commemorate and celebrate their life at all ways possible. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, because we even go out, we may almost burnt down one of our neighbors' houses, but we went out and did like the lanterns, like, you know, for parental angel dates and birthdays and stuff like that. You know, but, you know, do balloons, cut the string off though. Don't kill the birds, cut the string off and, you know, do balloons if you need and have to, or anyway, light a candle. Meditate, stretch, do yoga in their honor. Keep a picture of them somewhere where you know you're going to visit every day. Like if seeing them every day gives you strength, put a picture of them in the bathroom next to the mirror. You know what I mean? Put some fog-proof glass on that thing, you know, cleaner on that thing to where you can go in there and be like, talk to them while you're brushing your teeth. These are other type of ways where, and like you say, the key words you said in that whole conversation is you don't know what to say. Just say something like, I honor you. Like, you know what I mean? You in my thoughts. You know, even if you don't know how to say, I'm there, you know? Would you say Carmen McDaniel? Yes. Carmen, she said, celebrate your loved one's legacy. That's right, Carmen. That's right. You say, hey, Sissy, you heard you. She said, celebrate your loved one's legacy. You know, and you know, because it's inevitable that this initiation into this gang that you spoke of, you know, we're all going to lose somebody. As long as we're still here and we're not the one who's lost, we're going to lose somebody, and it's going to continually happen. It's the cycle of life, right? So, being able to live without your loved one is the key word is to live. like Al McDaniel said, the King McDaniel said earlier, he said, honor your people, but then live your life, because and a lot of times, correct me if I'm wrong, some people feel guilty if they don't feel like they're honoring or remembering or commemorating somebody enough. Have you felt that way, or do you feel guilty that, you know what I mean? Or is there any guilt associated with the commemoration or a celebration of a loved one that you've experienced? Let me start with that.
Not in the celebration. I wouldn't necessarily know if guilty is that exact word. It's just things that happen that you feel like you would want them to be there to enjoy.
Okay, speak a little bit more on that. Give us an example. Like I don't want you to cry. I'm gonna say it out loud. Okay, I know you. Like for instance, you would have loved for mom to be there for the birthday, but you know what I mean? Stuff like that. By the way, Abe says she love us. That's what Baby D said on her page. She said she love us. So so the thing about it is that it's not guilt, but it's just. Ooh, it's just more of a
heavy
punch,
miss.
A heavy miss, like when they not there
miss.
for the celebration a lot of times. Okay, I get that. I understand that. I honor and respect that statement. So with that, what, if anything, have you been able to do to not move beyond the feeling, but to be able to continue to move on while feeling this?
Well, I would say in that aspect, Baby D popping on made me think about, I was able to call my godmom to have her pray for me when Mimi was in labor, Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you say, KK? You say your big brother was your biggest loss. You grieve him daily. You stuck in his death. He's had 2 grandchildren since his death, and it's hard. And what'd you say, Shy Evans? And live to make them proud, knowing they still with us in spirit. That's right. And that's the thing. To have, again, that support system to be there and walk the talk. To be able to walk the talk. That's big to be able to have, Ape's mom to be able to call to say, hey, godmom, I need you. Like, this is what you signed up for. It said in front of church that if God, only people that got me is you and God. God is appointing you in my life. And to be able to have that was big for you. And I know that because I was there and you said that. In that moment, like to be able to have Mama Verna to be able to call was big because it's other people who you thought you'd be able to call on who kind of came up, in your opinion, not short, but missing in the moment. Missing in the moment. And for you to have that to lean on was a mofo. So again, that reverts back to, having that balance and reverting back to being able to call on your team. Because like we always say, the old saying goes, it's in poems, it's in raps, blood makes you related, but it's the loyalty and the love that makes you family. Like, you know what I mean? Like you don't choose your relatives, you choose your family. You know what I mean? So like it's you can't choose your relatives, but you can choose your family, So with that support in every capacity was big for you. And I'm understanding and appreciative of that, to be able to have witnessed that for you. Talk about that. So talk to me a little bit about like how, in the letter, he talked about how he didn't want to be the person to jump in and ruin, quote unquote, the vibe when everybody else is celebrating. Like, how have you been able to gather the strength to not be the, quote unquote, Debbie Downer of the moment, of the day? Like you say, you're not happy on those days, and take me out that Thanksgiving text.
I would say honor yourself, honor your feelings. If you don't feel like going somewhere, then don't.
Okay.
If you don't feel like doing anything, then don't. Because the fact that you got up that day and you still living is already something. So give yourselves a round of applause for what it is that you're already doing. Who cares about the house that you in? You know what I mean? Because, you might set yourself up to go somewhere and it might trigger you even more because you already didn't feel that in the first place, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You might get to somebody's house and they might have somebody over there that you don't mess with. And I already came over here in a nuck if you buck mood. And then, you know what I mean? And then if I buck, then you're going to be like, oh, well, she, you know what I mean? But let me stay buck at home because I'm
Yeah.
probably not there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But that's what I would say. Just
So you say honor yourself and honor your own
and honor your
feelings.
feelings.
There
Like
you
if
go.
somebody can't understand that you are going through it or that you're not in your most happiest moment, then that's not the people that you need to be around in the first place. Find more of a community that's more mindful of that.
Okay.
You know?
Nicole Adams checked in, number one neighbor ever. She said, if you keep your eyes open, there's always signs that people will be around to make you smile and feel better. She said her and her dad had an old school song that whenever it comes on, she say, hi, daddy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I
Yes,
mean,
me too.
you know what,
Yes,
Nicole?
Nicole.
I'm similar
Yes.
that way. Whenever I see anybody wearing the number 22 on TV, I say, what's up, Junior? Because that was my dad number. That was my number. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so anytime I see somebody wearing that number, I'll be like, what's up, Junior? You know what I mean? And you honor those people. Like you say, and then again, like you to have that balance, to be able to be in your feelings and to still be able to celebrate life and live your life, you got to be able to know when to say no and not go. You know what I mean? It's
And be
okay to
okay with
say
that.
no and
Be
be
okay with that.
and that's the main thing. And be okay with that. Honor that. Be like, you know what? I'm proud of myself for standing up and saying,
No, it's not for me.
It ain't for
that's
me.
That's not what I want
That
to
ain't
do.
for
That's
me.
not what I need to do.
That's not that's above me now. It's not in me to do. I don't have. What's the phrase they say? I don't have that.
I
to
don't
do.
have that to do.
Yeah, you know, I'm old. I don't be knowing all the. I don't be knowing all y'all kids.
It's literally
euphemisms.
above me
Yeah,
now.
It is.
It's above how I
literally
behave in this situation, you know?
Exactamente. So, like, well, one of my notes I put on here is like, you know, I did say it's okay to set those boundaries. You don't have to go to every party. You don't have to say yes to every invite. Stay in space. You don't have to stay in spaces that drain you. Protect your peace. It is not being selfish. It is necessary.
Very much so.
I wrote that down. It is necessary to protect your peace. What'd you say? Demi's favorite song, No One's Gonna Love You, SOS Band. I play 1,000 times if it comes on. And that's what I'm talking about. You have to be able to embrace the memory and the feeling that you get. Yeah, you missing them. Because the thing about it is you won't see them again until you get to where you're going, right? You understand what I'm saying? You won't be able to lay eyeballs on them again until you get to where you're going. No matter what you believe in the world, you know what I mean? Like you won't be able to see them. So if you can somehow bottle up that feeling that they gave you, you know, you can cry through it. It's okay. But in my vision and my seeing of you, like being able to go through those things, or even when I hear, you know, Diana Ross, like, you know what I mean, her song, you know, it tears me apart, you know? So it's like, even to hear certain songs, I sing through them with tears of joy and pain at the same time. Because another note I wrote down over here, I said, grief and joy can exist together. You know what I mean? They can coexist. It's a song, joy and pain. You know, sunshine and rain. You know what I mean? These are things, they're polar, but they can coexist. It can be raining in the sunshine. We used to say that's the devil beating his wife and she cried. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can coexist.
It might take a little time, though.
It-
You know, I will
okay.
say that.
Say
you know,
that.
like, just honoring, you know, the things that make you feel good, try to in the beginning. But it's harder to, you know, it may be hard for some people. Like, I'm not the type of person who could just look at a whole bunch of pictures, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are able to do that. You know, I just wasn't that person. But I feel like with time, things may turn around for you. It might be some songs that, you know, Nelly, I wasn't able to listen to. Like my boo, I wasn't able to listen to that. But Maxwell, I can go to Maxwell's concert and hear
Right.
Ascension. You know, I can hear those things. So it just depends on what it is. Now I can do it a little bit more, but in the beginning, it may not be that easy. So in the beginning, I would say the first steps I would say is try to maybe find someone who you can talk to.
Yes. I was going to
That's
say
the most
that.
important
Share
thing
that.
is just try to find a counselor or try to find someone that you can talk to first and foremost. You know what I mean? Because it's going to come up. It's inevitable. You can't get past the holidays are coming. Halloween is coming. Like all the things are coming. And it may not just be Thanksgiving and Christmas. It might be Easter.
Right.
You know what I mean? It might be little triggers and things, you know, me and stockings. You know, that's
Yeah.
the thing for
Oh,
me.
Man. Nicole Adams said, someone told me once that grief is love with nowhere to go.
Absolutely.
Woo!
100%.
Woo! they hit me in my chest kind of hard right there, dog. And D. Lachelle King said the feelings are mutually exclusive. She said, #ape, says she ain't feeling the same way about that song. She ain't feeling, she don't like that. She don't like to deal with it that way. But then again, there's multiple ways of dealing with it, like you say. And that's what we are talking about today, because the inevitability of this gang initiation is one thing, but now are we terrorized? Is the gang terrorizing the world with their grief and pain? No, but you're finding ways to find other outlets and groups, and we're discussing other ways for this gang to be one of as much positivity as possible, if nothing else, of love. Carmen McDaniel said, when I get down or missing loved ones, I always say to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Knowing that they are with the Lord makes me smile, knowing that that was their destination anyway. That helps me live and live right. That helps me live right, and I will see them again. What you said, well, I know we be passing the collection plate around here. Y'all better recognize what we do and say around these parts. You know what I mean? So, before we wrap it up, we only got a few more minutes left. You talked about being able to speak on it. You talked about being able to have somebody to talk to. Sometimes that's just saying like, hey, I'm not, it's okay to talk to your friends and your tribe or your chosen family. And sometimes sending that speech out there is more like saying, hey, I'm what I write. I said sometimes it's like, I'm not feeling this time of year, y'all. Just to give you a heads up, I'm not feeling this time of year a lot. I'm here with you, but it's okay to speak up on it, regardless if you speak up on it 20 times. You know what I mean? And she said your sister asked you to do sibling therapy, working through it together. That's another thing. Like D. Lachelle King said that. You know what I mean? She said her sibling asked her to do sibling therapy. There's, we're big advocates around here at Hot 7025 FM for therapy. You can actually hit us on hot7025fm.com and find a way you can get some free black therapy out here in these streets. But yeah, so with that being said, like being able to speak to somebody, being able to talk about it, getting it off your chest, that is a lot of ways we have watched and seen other people, if we think back, do it before us. We may have talked about it. They may have been talking about the table back in the day. Like, remember Uncle Johnny used to be over here sometime? Boy, we sure miss Uncle Johnny. You know what I mean? He never meet Uncle Johnny, but Uncle Johnny may have been the backbone of the family. He may have hunted the food down. Yes. So again, we appreciate you for coming on here today and being vulnerable with us. And to my holiday hurting, I appreciate you writing the letter, and I'm rooting for you, bro. I really am, man. The holiday stretch, as we've talked about, is extremely hard, bro. But you don't have to run this marathon alone. Okay, I want you to know that you don't have to be in this thing alone. Like my wife sat here and said to the world, like, find somebody to be able to understand, like, other people that may be going through it. It's not like misery loves company, but support for another person that's leaning another direction may be able to lean on each other to hold each other up at times too. So it's okay to be able to talk to that. It's okay to be in that space of pain. It's okay to be happy. Don't feel guilty about having joy. Right. You know what I mean? That's another thing I wanted to ask. Don't feel guilty about being happy during those times. If somebody say happy, Merry Christmas, and you actually are married, don't feel bad about that. Yes. Don't feel guilty about that, and not saying you're not honoring your person. Still be in that. Own whatever happiness is. Own that as them saying, like, I'm here with you, allowing you to, feel me and be happy with you. It's okay to be happy during these times as well. We're not saying like, oh, I'm forever going to be down and out in Beverly Hills. No, we're not saying that. We're not preaching that. We're not saying anybody to stay down in any capacity of your world. All we're saying is just
be mindful.
Yes.
Be mindful and know that everybody needs you during this time. The holidays are hard. I speak for everybody who's lost anybody. It's hard.
Exactly. So even if it's just with the quiet of your own company. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, as we always do. If you ever need to hit me in any way, shape, form, or fashion, email me at hollaattthehomie@gmail.com. That's HOLLAATTHAHOMIE@gmail.com. I appreciate my guest for coming on here today. You can find her in any of these grief consultations and conversations at Facebook at Angel Light. That's right. So that's Maya Taylor, my missus. So again, thank you for coming in. Thank you for engineering us up over there, Ikari. And until we see y'all next time, take care of yourselves and each other. I'm the Holla at the Homie 360 the Poet. I'm going to holler at y'all in a minute.
Locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot702.5fm.com.